Study Session 7. Similarities and differences between juvenile and adult justice system. Introduction. The components of the adult and juvenile criminal processes are similar. However, the juvenile system has a separate organizational structure. In many communities, juvenile justice is administered by people who bring special skills to the task. Also, more kinds of facilities and services are available to juvenile than to adults. Having given the above introduction, let us now compare the adult and juvenile justice systems in this study session. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to 1. Compare the terms used in adult and juvenile justice systems. 2. State the similarities between the juvenile and adult justice systems. 3. State the differences between the juvenile and adult justice systems. 4. Explain how family breakup, family conflict, family neglect, and family deviance influence delinquent behaviors. 1. Comparison of terms used in adult and juvenile justice systems. Pre-adjudicatory stage. Juvenile terms: take into custody petition, agree to a finding, deny the petition, adjustment, detention facility, child care shelter, substitution. Adult terms: arrest, indictment, plead guilty, plead not guilty, plea bargain jail. Stages of justice systems. Adjudicatory stage. Juvenile terms: adjudication or fact-finding hearing, adjudication, dispositional hearing, disposition. Adult terms: reduction of charges, trial, conviction. Stages of justice systems. Post-adjudicatory stage. Juvenile terms: commitment, youth development center, treatment training school, residential child care facility, aftercare. Adult terms: sentencing hearing, sentence, incarceration, prison, highway house, parole. 2. Similarities between the juvenile and adult justice systems. 1. Police officers, judges, and correctional personnel use discretion in decision-making in both the adult and the juvenile systems. 2. The right to receive Miranda warnings applies to juveniles as well as to adults. 3. Juveniles and adults are protected from prejudicial lineups or other identification procedures. 4. Similar procedural safeguards protect juveniles and adults when they make an admission of guilt. 5. Prosecutors and defense attorneys play equally critical roles in juvenile and adult advocacy. 6. Juveniles and adults have the right to counsel at most key stages of the court process. 7. Pretrial motions are available in juvenile and criminal court proceedings. 8. Negotiations and plea bargaining exist for juvenile and adult offenders. 9. Juveniles and adults have a right to a hearing and an appeal. 10. The standard of evidence in juvenile delinquency adjudications, as in adult criminal trials, is proved beyond a reasonable doubt. 11. Juveniles and adults can be placed on probation by the court. 12. Both juveniles and adults can be placed in pretrial detention facilities. 13. Juveniles and adults can be kept in detention without bail if they are considered dangerous. 14. After trial, both can be placed in community treatment programs. 15. Juveniles and adults can be required to undergo drug testing. Siegel, Welsh, and Senna, 2003. 3. Differences between the juvenile and adult justice systems. 1. The primary purpose of juvenile procedures is protection and treatment. With adults, the aim is to punish the guilty. 2. Age determines the jurisdiction of the juvenile courts. The nature of the offense determines jurisdiction in the adult system. 3. Juveniles can be apprehended for acts that would not be criminal if committed by an adult, started offenses. 4. Juvenile proceedings are generally informal and private. Those of adult courts are more formal and are open to the public. 5. Juvenile proceedings are not considered criminal. Adult proceedings are. 6. Courts cannot release identifying information about a juvenile to the press, but they must release information about an adult. 7. Parents are highly involved in the juvenile process, but not in the adult process. 8. The standard of arrest is more stringent for adults than for juveniles. 9. Juveniles are released into parental custody. Adults are generally given the opportunity for bail. 10. Juveniles have no constitutional right to a jury trial. Adults have this right. Some state statutes provide juveniles with a jury trial. 11. Juveniles can be served in school without probable cause or a warrant. 12. A juvenile's record is generally sealed when the age of majority is reached. The record of an adult is permanent. 13. A juvenile court cannot sentence juveniles to country jails or state prisons. These are reserved for adults. 15. The U.S. Supreme Court has declared that the 8th Amendment does not prohibit the death for crimes committed by juveniles aged 16 and 17, but it is not a sentence given to children under age 16. Siegel, Welsh and Senna, 2003. 4. The family's influence on delinquency. 1. Family breakup. One of the most enduring controversies in the study of delinquency is the relationship between a parent absent from the home and the onset of delinquent behavior. For instance, broken home is a strong determinant of a child's law-violating behavior. Parents whose marriage is secure produce children who are secure and independent. In contrast, children growing up in homes with one or both parents absent may be prone to antisocial behavior. Reyes, 1988. The connection seems self-evident because a child is first socialized at home. Any disjunction in an orderly family structure could be expected to have a negative impact on the child. However, children who have experienced family breakup are more likely to demonstrate behavior problems than children in intact families. Family breakup is often associated with conflict, hostility, and aggression. Children of divorce are suspected of having lax supervision, weakened attachment, and greater susceptibility to peer pressure. War, 1996. 2. Family conflict. Not all unhappy marriages end in divorce. Some continue in an atmosphere of conflict, intra-family conflict. Not all unhappy marriages end in divorce. Some continue in an atmosphere of conflict. Intra-family conflict is a common experience in many families. An environment of discord and conflict within the family. Children who grow up in dysfunctional homes often exhibit delinquent behaviors, having learned at a young age that aggression pays off. Ashon and Rosenbaum, 1985. 9. 1958, however, found that a child's perception of his or her parents' marital happiness was a significant predictor of delinquency. Contemporary studies have also found that children who grow up in maladapted homes and witness discord or violence later exhibit emotional disturbance and behavior problems. 3. Family neglect and support. Many experts believe children need a warm, supportive relationship with their parents. Parents who are supportive and effectively control their children in a non-coercive fashion, also known as parental efficacy, are more likely to raise children who refrain from delinquency. Delinquency will be reduced if parents provide the type of structure that integrates children into families while giving them the ability to assert their individuality and regulate their own behavior. Wright and Cullen, 2001. Evidence of the link between the quality of family life and delinquency comes in many forms. Children who feel inhibited with their parents and refuse to discuss important issues with them are more likely to engage in deviant activities. Poor child-parent communications have been related to dysfunctional activities such as running away, and in all too many instances, these children enter the ranks of homeless street youths who get involved in theft and prostitution to survive. McCarthy and Hagen, 1992, Siegel, Welsh and Senna, 2003. Evidence also exists that inconsistent supervision can promote delinquency. Nye, 1958, found that mothers who threatened discipline but failed to carry it out were more likely to have delinquent children than those who were consistent in their discipline. Other evidence shows that assaultive boys tend to grow up in homes in which there is inconsistent discipline. There is ample evidence that effective supervision can reduce children's involvement in delinquency. Youths who believe their parents care little about their activities are more likely to engage in criminal acts than those who believe their actions will be closely monitored. Lober and Dision, 1984, Siegel, Welsh and Senna, 2003. Thus, parents may find it hard to control their children because they have such large families that resources, such as time, are spread too thin. This is referred to as resource dilution. Large families are more likely than smaller ones to produce delinquents, and middle children are more likely than first or last born children to engage in delinquent acts. Waite and Lillard, 1991. 4. Family deviance. A number of studies have found that parental deviance has a powerful influence on delinquent behavior. Parental deviance disrupts the family's role as an agent of social control. Many studies have shown that a significant number of delinquent youths have criminal fathers. For example, about 8% of the sons of non-criminal fathers became chronic offenders, compared to 37% of youth with criminal fathers. West and Farrington, 1977. Farrington, 1993, found further that one type of parental deviance, bullying, may be both inter- and intragenerational. Tip: the research on delinquency and family relationship offers ample evidence that family life can be a potent force in a child's development. The delinquent child is likely to grow up in a large family with parents who may drink, participate in criminal acts, be cold and unaffectionate, have marital conflicts, and be poor role models. Overall, the quality of a child's family life seems to be more important than its structure. Study session summary. In this study session, we compare the terms used in adult and juvenile justice systems. The study session also states the similarities between the juvenile and adult justice systems and describes the differences between the juvenile and adult justice systems. The comparison of the terms used enables us to have an in-depth understanding of the juvenile justice process. When compared with criminal justice process, also, we explored 4 factors that have been linked to delinquent behavior. These include family breakup, family conflict, family neglect or support, and family deviance. End of study session 7. Thank you for listening.